Hey there, welcome back. My name is Moyo, and this is my channel Afrohemian, where I share my creative side, which is mostly focused on sewing. I know I'm a bit late with sharing what my May makes were, but I did take a vacation in the beginning of June and have just now resumed activities. But I'm really refreshed and I'm ready to show you all the things that I made for the month of May. I will not be sharing my June plans in this video, mostly because I haven't concluded on all the things I want to make in May. Sometimes when you go on vacation, getting back into the groove can be a little bit slow. So I'm just slowly getting back into the swing of things. But I do have June plans. I just haven't made them concrete yet. But I will follow up this video with my June plans. So today I'm just going to focus on all the things I made in May, which is quite a lot. May was very unexpected for me in terms of things that I made because if you watched my last video, which was Sewing Joy, which was the outfit I made for World Lupus Awareness Day, you would have I shared there that I typically am demotivated in the month of May. I really don't get much done. It's typically a rough month for me. But this May was very different because after I made that outfit, I was actually inspired and I made a ton of other outfits. So, what did I actually make in the month of May? I completed 22 pieces of clothing. So, 22 individual pieces of clothing, which is incredible considering the fact that I typically don't do much in May. I am actually quite surprised and I'm happy about it. And I'm so happy that the outfit I made, which was to inspire joy, actually did inspire joy and also sparked up my creativity a little bit. So, to give you a tally of everything that I made, so I made 22 pieces of clothing. Which and what makes up these 22 pieces? I have two cord sets, two jumpsuits, one dress, two tops, three shirts, and nine skirts, which is very interesting because I'm a jumpsuit or trouser girl. I haven't really worn skirts in a very long time and haven't really made skirts for myself either. But I stumbled on a particular skirt style. And when I go through all the skirts that I made, you would see that that particular design comes up over and over again. And I think it just fits me perfectly. But I'm digressing. So let's go back. So if we rewind and actually think about the things that I shared that I wanted to make in the month of May, I didn't complete everything that I wanted to make. I definitely I definitely branched out and did a couple of other things that I did not mention that I was going to make, which is pretty normal, but I did make some things out of the original plans. So the first thing that I knocked off out of the original plan were the men's shirts that I made for my boyfriend, and I was going to make two shirts from this washed linen fabric, so one in sand color and one in mocha brown, and I did complete those and they look absolutely stunning. I am so proud of myself, so much so that I even went ahead and made an extra shirt from a viscose fabric in a brown and black color. Unfortunately, I don't think I have pictures of the shirts with him in the shirt, but I would see if I can grab pictures of the shirts the finished shirts that I made. And if I can't, just take my word for it. I completed three men's shirts this month. The other thing that I planned to do in the beginning that I did do was to do a little bit of scrap busting. So I had some pieces of fabric leftovers from previous makes, and I didn't want them to just be in my, my leftover bag or my scrap bag, and I wanted to make something out of them because they were quite, big pieces of fabric. So I made a blouse from one of those, and I actually made a skirt from another fabric. So I did not show you the fabric I made the skirt out of, but I was just really inspired. So I found this black knit fabric. I don't know, I can't remember where I got it from, but I know that I made a skirt out of it that I did not like and I don't wear. But I then made a short skirt out of that fabric, and also a blouse from the leftover fabric that I showed you earlier in my plans. And then, as part of the scrap busting effort, some leftover mocha fabric from one of the shirts I made, I actually made a blouse for myself out of it, which I can show you here. Um, I love the fact that I was able to use up the entire fabric that I had, and I don't really have any scraps left from that. And I think this is something I'll probably be doing at some point during the year, where I go through my scrap bag and pick out larger pieces of scrap fabric and try to use them up, because otherwise they're just in my bin for the longest time, and they don't get used. And forcing yourself, or having the constraint of a specific piece of fabric kind of is a nice challenge for creativity sometimes. So out of everything I made, just I only made one dress, and that was my So Joy outfit, my lupus awareness outfit. I'm not going to talk too much about that. There's an entire video on that. So please go see that if you want more details about that. But I did make just that one dress in the month of May. So far I have shown you the dress, the two tops, and the three shirts that I have made. Let's go over to the skirt. One of the words from my make line is soft, and the idea behind that is to make some more feminine pieces. Like I mentioned, I love jumpsuits, I love trousers. I feel like they fit me, and that's like my go-to. But I wanted to add a few more skirts into my wardrobe. And while I like straight skirts, I've noticed that I'm not always I don't I'm not always inspired to style them, so I end up not wearing them. Because I have a few straight skirts in my wardrobe that I made, but I actually never gravitate towards those. So I was trying to play with some other skirts shapes that might look good on me and I might be tempted to wear out. And I thought about this fit and flare design, and I wanted to make something um and see how that looks on my figure. So I first of all made a towel out of some black twill fabric, which turned out great. And then that snowballed into making, if I'm not mistaken, five other skirts. But two of those are part of the cords, which I would share. But I made three more long fit and flare skirts from some punta jersey that I had in my stash. So I made them out of a black, out of a burgundy, and also this purple color. And I'm really happy with them. I think they're very easy to dress up, and they're very easy to style. And I will definitely be making more for sure. But yeah, those were the initial sketches I made. And then I wanted to make some sketches that were a bit more playful. And I didn't, and like I mentioned, I wanted to challenge myself and not make any straight skirts designs. So I had these two viscoses in my wardrobe, or in my stash, and I think they were about 2.5 meters each, or about two. Okay, one of them was about 2.5 meters. So I made this high-low skirt from it. This was the design I was trying to replicate. I didn't like the way this turned out, so I cut into one of the sides. I'm not entirely 100% happy with the outcome, but I think it's wearable and I think it's cute. And then the second skirt I was trying to play with was this design, and I had some leftover pieces of viscose from a previous project that I made for a friend of mine. So I just combined the two of them and made it into this playful skirt, which again, not entirely happy with the fit, but I think it looks okay, it looks cute, and it's nice enough to wear out. Then, while I was scrolling on Pinterest, I saw this skirt and I really loved the way it looked. And because it still followed the same fit and flare style line, I wanted to make this skirt, and I made use of one of the fabrics that I got in from one of my recent dressing stuffing hauls, which is a jersey lycra fabric, and I made this skirt out of it, and I love it. The fit, it looks good, it can be dressed down, it can be dressed up, and I love the way it looks. I've worn them out already during my vacation. I've worn most of my pieces during my vacation, but I really like this skirt so much so that I made another pair in a chiffon fabric. So the first pair I made them out of the jersey lycra, which is stretchy, and then I tried it on more of a woven structure fabric, which is just chiffon, and I think they look really nice. I love that I can twirl a little bit in it. I just love the way they look on me, and I already have plans to make another one in June. But again, I'll share those in my June plans. And then from here, we can go into the cords that I made, one of which is what I am wearing. So I took the design of the top that I made from the scrap fabric and this fit and flare skirt and made them out of some more jersey lycra that I had, and I really love the way this turned out. So I made two cord sets, exactly the same thing, and I love them. I love the fact that I can mix and match. So I can wear a different top on the skirts. I can wear the top on different skirts and even pants, which I have done. So I love the fact that it's giving me so much more versatility, and I can wear them together as a set, and I can wear them as separate, and I really love them. And I love cord sets anyway, so it just made sense. And yeah, I'm super happy, as you can tell, super happy about the cord sets that I made. Now, onto the jumpsuits. And here I have one success and one fail. So, starting with the success, I wanted to try this design because I was looking for something for date night. And I wanted to play with this fabric. I've had it in my stash for quite some time and I wanted to use it up. So, this year I want to try and use up more fabrics from my stash. I'm still going to buy, but I'm going to use up a lot of the things that I have had in my stash for a while. So and this fabric is one of them. I think I've had it for about 1.5 years now. So I decided to sew it up and make it into this style. I did not twirl. I did not twirl this. So of course there are a couple of things that I would like to fix, but overall I think it came out okay. Um, the zip in the back looks a little bit wavy. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I had so many zip issues with this jumpsuit. I first of all tried an invisible zip, but because I think I made it a bit too snug, it wasn't a good idea. And so I took the invisible zip out and then put in a metal zip. But for some reason the metal zip burst open, and then I switched it out for a plastic tooth zip, but a large plastic tooth zip that's on a lot of jackets. And yeah, that didn't work, busted open as well. So this is my fourth zip install for this jumpsuit, and I hope it stays. But so far it's looking like it's I finally found the right zip for this dress or for this jumpsuit. But I really love the way it looks, and I'm definitely going to be making more. I would like to try it with some punta jersey, so I can have a plain version, and I would also make another playful version sometime. But I'm happy with this version that I have. And then the second jumpsuit that I made was from this fabric. I initially wanted to make a dress out of it, and that's what I shared that I was going to make in my plans. But I changed my mind and made a jumpsuit. And because I just wanted something casual to wear during my vacation. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something funny going on with it. I think I'm not sure if it's that the length of the bodice is too long, but I'm going to fix it. But for right now, it's a fail. I wasn't able to wear it, but I'm going to fix it up. But that's my number one fail for the month. And then I have two unfinished projects that I started in the month of June. One is a jumpsuit. I'm going to grab it. So the first one is this jumpsuit. Again, I was trying to use up a lot of the fabric in my stash. So I had about 4 meters of this yellow fabric. It's I really don't know what kind of fabric it is, but I've had it and I just wanted to sew it up. And because I had bought multiple colorways of this fabric, so I had the black and I have a green. But I found the black in my scrap box, so I decided to mix it in and see if I can make something really nice out of it. And this was the design I was trying to replicate. And while I got the design details right, in terms of fit, it's not the best look on me. And this is where sometimes things you imagine or things you see online does not always translate the same way on your body. And sometimes you need to be realistic. So I'm a bit large chested, and I know that for a lot of styles that have interesting details in the bust area, I need to be really careful because of the way it fits. It would fit on me. Things that look, relatively nice, really nice cutouts on someone who has a smaller chest would look a bit more provocative on me. And that's what this did. I thought I had accounted for how large the cutouts were going to be, but it turns out I didn't. And yeah, it's a bit too much. So what I had done is, so I didn't finish it and I just stopped at this point where basically at this stage all I needed to do was add the zip and hem this, and I should be done with this outfit. But unfortunately that's not going to be the case. I'm going to have to take and make an entire different bodice to go with these pants. And luckily for me, I still have a lot of some fabric left over from the yellow that I can use to make a different bodice for this jumpsuit. So it's going to be salvaged. It's unfinished. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I'm going to try and commit to finishing it in the month of June. I'm going to try, but we'll see. But yeah, that's unfinished project one. And unfinished project two is the top I wanted to make from scrap from this. I don't know if you remember this fabric. I don't know how I'm going to show you because I still have the patterns attached to it, but I don't know if you remember this fabric. It's a viscose linen that I made a twirl of the men's shirt out of. So I had some left over and I decided that I was going to make another one of the blouses that I made this month from scrap as well. Picture again here. So that's what the plan of this one is. And as you can see, I have them all cut out. I just haven't gotten around to sewing them yet. And hopefully I do that this month. I'm typically not the kind of person to cut fabric and not sew for a while, or just batch cut and not sew. So I'm sure that I'm definitely going to get to that. I'm more likely to not finish something I'd already started sewing than not sew something that I have cut out already. So I'm sure I'm going to get to that sometime this month. But yeah, I started it last month, but yeah, I did not get to finish it. Those are all the things that I made in the month of May. Like I mentioned, I'm super happy. For the month of June, we're already in the middle of June. Today is the 17th of June. So I know I don't necessarily have a lot of time left in terms of plans, but I do have plans because I have another trip at the end of this month and I'm going to Italy for a week. And I would like to make some new things. I have a lot of new things that I can wear, to be honest, but I would love to be, to coordinate it a little bit more and see if I can make some sort of a capsule idea because I don't want to overpack because I'm going to be visiting 3 different cities. So that's a lot of travel in between. So I want to pack smart. And so that's why I'm thinking of maybe another travel capsule collection. So I'm trying to put it together and I will conclude on that sometime this week and share the video with you, which would only give me about 7 days probably to make up all the outfits that I need. It's not a lot of time, so I'm going to be smart about it. But yeah, that's the idea I have, or those are the loose plans that I have for June. But I will make them concrete really soon. I'm going to share with you and hopefully I get to it. But in the meantime, thank you so much for all the comments and the love on my previous videos. Really appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you love my content. And I will catch you in the next one really soon. Bye.